But I do think we need to give some love to Jacoby Brissett because he was outstanding yesterday. He barely obviously the fumble, he kind of screwed that play up, and I don't think he made a bad pass all night. He only had 4 incompletions, or I think it was 4. 2 he threw away.
And
1 was a ball that Amari Cooper dropped.
Should have had.
I can't remember the other one. There was another incompletion with Amari Cooper.
I think Amari Cooper had that one
maybe
too.
dropped 2.
Yeah.
But was that the best game Jacoby Brissett's ever played? And he still only had 230 yards because that's kind of what he does.
Jason, before you go,
Yeah.
I have some stats that I need to show you guys.
Go ahead.
Let's cut right to 12. And to answer your question, Bull, it is the best game he's ever played. No, not 12.
Oh, boy.
Is that what
screwed
12
that
is?
one up, Mikey.
Not 12.
Oh, man. We got to
There we
start
go.
the
This is
show
12.
over now.
Okay. Against the blitz yesterday, he was pressured on 50% of his dropbacks. Against the blitz, he was 9 of 11 for 177 yards and a touchdown. Take tag board full here. It is the highest rated passing score of any quarterback in any game this season, according to ESPN Next Gen Stats. Unbelievable performance by Brissett. And on fence questions last week, one of the questions was, will Brissett score 2 total touchdowns? Unanimous no from the panel. And he did.
Guys, he was sensational. Jason,
Yeah, he
you've been the
was.
hardest on him. I've been right there with you. But he was sensational.
Yeah, I thought I've said all year long. I thought he's played well all year. Certainly exceeded my expectations.
Me too.
But he always had the catastrophic play at the end of games, and it was bad interceptions, bad throws. He was great. Then you need him, interception. And
Played with a lead this time.
Played with the lead, with a comfortable lead this time. Played
Easier
a
to be
terrific
confident.
game. Full credit to him. Made all the right reads, made all the right throws, made some great throws, put it on some guys.
Took some hits.
And
he took that one hit. I thought he was going out, and I thought Dobbs was going to come in.
Like, again, let's take this back to last week on the touchdown drive that got called back. He had a great third down throw down the sideline to DPJ. He had a great throw, put it right on Amari in the end zone on the play that got called back. That shouldn't have been called back. That was a bad call, or they win that game as well. So he's really been coming on. He avoided the catastrophic mistake last week, avoided the catastrophic mistake last night. It could have been at the end of the first half. It wasn't. He played great. He deserves all the credit for it.
Another thing he should get a ton of credit for that he's been great at this year, along with the offensive line, is getting that 1 yard on a 4th and 1. Like you know it's
He's
coming.
a big guy.
And at this point, they know it's coming, and he gets it every time.
First time I stood next to him, I'm by no means big, but his stature, like, he's imposing.
Yeah.
He's a lot bigger than I thought he was. He's hard to bring down. He's not fast,
right?
But he's tough enough. He's big enough. It's hard for defenses to bring him down.
And he has a strong arm. Some of them plays, he throws the ball in tight windows.
It's a better arm than I thought. Early in the year, we were talking. There were guys open down the field, and I thought, he can't get it there. He can't get it there.
Right.
And his arm is better. I'm not going to say it's really strong, but it's better than I thought it was.
Yeah, there's a lot of he's the reverse of Donovan Mitchell, right? Like, Donovan Mitchell, I thought he was good, but I didn't know he was that good. Like, Jacoby Brissett, he has some different things. Like, he's shown me some mobility. It's not the cutest, it's not the prettiest thing in the world.
It takes a while to watch him, like, get his locomotion going when he's trying to, like, when you see that he's got a lane and you're just like, come on, and then you see him see it and he's just like, here we go. I'm good. You know, but it's not exactly swift, but he gets there.
He takes a while to get going, but and he was great under pressure. And guys, even that throw late, which the game wasn't in doubt, but that throw late to Amari Cooper, where Amari Cooper made the diving catch. That was a great throw.
Yeah.
And Amari Cooper made a great catch, but it was also a great throw.
And for let's pull this out now for a second, the 30,000-foot view.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Jacoby Brissett's a perfect backup quarterback. So when Deshaun Watson comes back, I would like to see them be able to hold on to him. Like, my problem with Jacoby was when the suspension went from 4 to or 6, went from 6 to 11. I thought, okay, you need to upgrade that. When it was 6, I was like, okay, you can get by with Jacoby for 6 games. It was that gap from 6 to 11 where I had a lot of concerns. But in terms of, like, him as your long-term backup, I think he's
question
perfect.
for you. Why did we only sign him to 1 year? Why would you not want him for a second year after, especially, he's had that experience. He's willing to come in as a backup because he's coming in already as a backup and knowing that. Why didn't they do a 2-year with him?
Probably, and I don't know this, I'm guessing, he probably wanted 1 year.
Yeah.
Because he knew he was going to have an opportunity to play.
Yeah.
And he played well.
And he played well. Now he can enter free agency again. Maybe there's a starting job out there for him. I doubt it, but maybe.
Right.
maybe there's
Did the
another
Browns
where
drop the ball, though, by
he
not
will-
meeting whatever the price was to keep him here for that second
No,
year?
because they
He
can
just
always bring him
auditioned.
back. They can always
Jacoby
bring him back next year.
could end up in one of those situations. He's not going anywhere where he's the definite starter, but he could go to somewhere where he's competing for a starting job.
Yeah, there's
on a
always-
team that doesn't have a better option.
There's always one or two teams at the bottom
Right.
who are looking for a guy.
That's what Baker's doing next year. That's what Sam Darnold's doing next year.
A Geno Smith type guy where he get a chance. He started before. Get in. Try to do some.
But like Baker was playing the last year of a contract,
Yeah.
Right,
but
yes.
As
No, I
opposed to
gotcha.
we just brought him in for 1
hear
year
you.
as opposed to 2.
I think both sides want to feel each other out. It wouldn't surprise me at all if they get something done to bring him back next year as Deshaun's backup. I think
And,
it'd be
and
great.
I'll tell you this, and you said it, man. A lot of people were down on the Browns. I was down on them, and you'll be surprised how much a win like this helps.
Oh, yeah.
Because now you can start thinking about it. You can start envisioning. Now I can say, okay, well, I got Deshaun Watson. Can I imagine Deshaun Watson with some of this stuff? Yeah, I can imagine it.
Yeah.
Because Jacoby Brissett is executing this stuff. I'm saying, well, what happens when you get a guy with an arm, mobility, accuracy, all of that stuff mixed with the two running backs that we got? And that's why I thought this game was so pivotal.
Yep.
Because it gives fans hope of saying, all right, we go play Miami after the bye week. You might get Teller back.
Yeah.
all
you
we
get
need is a
Njoku
glimmer.
back.
We
Yep.
need- with the
Those
math
guys, I would
doesn't-
assume, would both be back. Which,
I would think so.
The math doesn't have to be probable for us to
Yeah.
want to stay on board, and
Yes.
we're just again, it's that lotto ticket. You're paying for
Right.
hope.
They
And
gotta
that's
win two-
and last night, there were a lot of empty seats at Monday Night Football at a Browns game. I will
noticed
notice,
that. I
and a
noticed that.
lot of response from Cincinnati fans whenever they would score. There were a lot of Cincy fans there yesterday
That's
too.
not uncommon for these interstate games like that.
I know, but how about an interstate game with thousands of empty seats up in the 500s?
Yeah,
I mean, what I'm saying is that if they would have lost that game, it wasn't going to get any more full for their next home
it
game.
was over.
You know what I mean? That was going to be over. So that's why it was such an important win. The fan base was already on the ledge.
Yes.
And if they would have lost that game, and now we got a bye week to also to where we can't lose. So that's an
Right.
extra week.
And
Extra week of goodwill.
If you watch other teams lose, you're like, okay, the Bengals,
Yep.
they on bye, or
No.
Bengals,
No.
Steelers, Ravens. Well, so
some of them got to lose.
Some of them
Ravens
got to
are on
lose.
a bye.
So
I
we
think
get to
the
watch
Ravens are on a bye
we get to watch somebody stumble, hopefully in the standings a little
Yeah.
bit. That's 2 weeks that the Browns just earned themselves of this city's goodwill that they would not have had otherwise.
Guys, it's still a very tough challenge. They have 9 games, 6 are on the road. They still got Cincinnati again. They still got Baltimore again. They still got Buffalo, and they still got Miami.
And Tampa.
And Tampa.
Which
Now,
is a little
but
mess,
Tampa's
it's
not
still-
as good as we thought.
Right.
The back end of the schedule is pretty weak. Crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
It's still they're going to still have to win at least 6 of their final 9, maybe 7, maybe even 8. I would say 7 they're in. 6 chance, but them going 6-3, 7-2 not likely, but not impossible. They're going to probably have to beat Miami. Because they're probably going to lose to Buffalo, so they probably have to beat Miami and Tampa.
I think they get 2 out. They need 2 out of 3.
Have to
They
win
do.
2 of those.
If you get Miami, you feeling real good about yourself.
Yeah.
You feeling like, okay, you're back to 4 and 5. And I think anytime you get to 500, now we probably chalking the Buffalo Bills game up. That's a charge. But I will say this.
But you never know. You
If
never
you
know.
play this style of football that they playing with defense and running the ball, that travels. You ain't got to do that. That don't got to be. That doesn't have to.
But they've only played like this 1 out of 8
I'll
games.
tell you
so
right now, if they win Miami, somebody on this set's going to talk themselves into them beating Buffalo.
I guarantee you.
No doubt.
Somebody on this set.
Listen.
Somebody on this set is going to
Nah,
talk themselves into beating
all depends. All depends on how forceful they are.
Yeah.
If Tubb gets 28 carries, I'm all in.
By the way, Tampa has not, Miami has not lost a game where Tua played the entire game this year. They're 5-0 when Tua plays the whole game.
He's playing great.
And those
He's playing
receivers,
great.
those
Go
receivers
ahead,
are
Mike.
like the track team.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to put a little bow tie in the Brissett conversation, I always go back to that Week 1 game against Carolina, and we talked about. Remember the underthrow he had to Amari Cooper?
He was terrible in that
And
Carolina game.
The next gen stats said he underthrew it by 24 yards.
McNuggets, I'm sorry, I got to stop you. Did you say just to put a bow tie on something?
No, a bow on it.
No, I think he said bow tie. I really
Well,
do.
Jacoby Brissett could probably rock a bow tie.
I heard
pretty well.
bow.
Okay, that's fine. It's
I
just
think I just
not.
said
That's
put a
not
bow
a
on.
Do we
saying.
all agree that most people that wear bow ties are D-bags? Do we agree? Yes or no?
I
Ken
wanna-
Rosenthal wears a bow tie, and he's one of the nicest
I'm
humans
trying to
on the
ridicule
planet.
our director for not
Sorry,
giving the.
please go back to ridiculing.
That's
Paul,
not the
go.
right. That's not the right phrase. You should have said put a bow on it, not a bow
Roll the
tie.
tape. I
And
think
I'm
he said
telling
bow.
you for
Yeah.
future reference.
Thank
he
you.
knows he said bow
By the way,
tie.
he's our producer, not our director.
All right, you're my producer. Sorry, you're right.
Steve,
Sorry,
yeah.
you're my producer.
Well,
Yeah.
to put a conclusion
Yeah.
on this.
Well, I got
Brissett-
one more point to make, so it's not you.
quarterback?
A quick
No,
conclusion.
go ahead, yeah.
But I just always go back to that Carolina game, and he underthrew Amari Cooper by 24 yards on a rolling to his right crossbody throw to the left corner. And I was like, there's no way this dude's arm is good enough to compete on an NFL level. But then I got some intel that Jacoby Brissett bought 40 boxes of Built Bars using lockdown code 15 for 15%
I
off
heard
on Built
that.
Bars.
Didn't see that
and he
one
got
coming. You got me.
absolutely yoked, started doing the bicep curls, some tricep
I heard
extensions,
that.
and that is why he is now able to throw a 53-yard bullet
Guy can
to
lift
Amari
a
Cooper
truck
on the left sideline.
'cause of Built Bars.
Be like Jacoby Brissett. Be the best quarterback in the league
Yep.
in Week 8 of the NFL 2022 season. Use promo code LOCKEDON15
Surprise
for
everyone.
15% off on Built Bar. Jason, what's your last point?
Listen, I know I've
That
become
was good
like
too. Thank
On
you guys.
Jacoby?
that was very good.
It's
No,
not the end of the Browns conversation.
no,
just-
no. Just one thing to mention on this Brissett talk
Yeah.
is I know I've become like the Stefanski apologist on the show. That was never my intended role. I defended him. I think you and I are a lot
yeah.
alike. Like
Yeah.
I've been hard on him. I
Sure.
thought he cost them
He
games.
deserves
at
plenty of
times.
criticism,
Yeah.
sure, but I still like him overall.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I just want to point out, like, I hate bringing up Baker, but Baker's been an abomination in Carolina.
Yes.
Kevin Stefanski got the best out of Baker of anyone.
Yes.
Kevin Stefanski's getting the best out of Jacoby Brissett
Yep.
of anyone.
He gets the best out of the
Could
worst.
we please stop with the he's got to give up the play calling with the they're throwing it too much. Like, yeah, when he's throwing 45 times and Nick Chubb's running 12 times against the Patriots, that's a problem. That can't happen. I said that when it happened. But by and large, I remember having this conversation last year. Does Kevin Stefanski's system limit his quarterbacks, or does he build a system around limited quarterbacks? Guys, we're getting the answer. Kevin Stefanski builds a terrific system around very limited quarterbacks.
Yes.
So what's it going to look
One
like?
of whom had a broken shoulder a half a season.
I don't want to hear it. I'm so
I do.
tired of the
Matters
Oh
to
my
me.
God,
Oh
they
my
sucked
God.
this year.
You
Mike.
know what? This is my fault. I never should have mentioned his name.
I am supporting it. I'm saying he even got a season, half a season out of a guy with a broken shoulder.
But to G's point,
That's what I'm saying.
What will his system look like
a bad quarterback.
when he has the best quarterback he's ever had in his
Yeah.
career?
that the franchise has
Under
ever
center.
had,
That
at
the
least
fr-
talent-wise.
But that Kevin's ever
Yeah.
worked with and that the franchise has ever
Right.
had. What will the system look like then?
And by the way, that includes his time in Minnesota.
That's what I'm
where
saying.
Kirk
With
Cousins, is better
is-
than any quarterback
right,
the Browns
right.
have had recently, but not better than
And
Deshaun
this is
Watson.
the only point I've been trying to make since the season started. Like, stop with the Kevin Stefanski. Just stop. He's getting more out of these guys than anyone else has gotten in their careers.
Are people
out of these guys.
yelling that at you at the street? You seem really mad about it. Are people stopping and going, hey, it's Stefanski's fault. Deal with it. Like, why are you
I'm
so...
not. Sometimes when I make a point, people think I'm angry. I'm
Yeah.
not. I think I need to work on my delivery.
I'm actually
it's okay.
angry. He's not really.
Yeah.
It's hard to get. I don't get angry over sports ever.
It is
Ever.
pretty stupid.
I just got to work on my delivery.